Good afternoon and welcome to Season 2 of the H-Town Rundown. I'm Nick Thiel.
And I'm Gabe Graham.
And we're your hosts.
In this edition of H-Town Rundown, we're going to cover everything that's been going on the last couple of weeks. A new business on the square, virtual learning days, and a message from Mr. Parker about on-site versus off-site learning.
Well, Gabe, women love to shop. Everybody knows that.
You're absolutely right, Nick. And a new boutique store has been added to the square this week. Let's go to Alexa Ramsey with a look at the all-new Luxon Rush.
I'm Alexa Ramsey with GovTV, and I got the privilege of coming to a new store on the square, Luxon Rush, and interviewing the owner, Beth. Let's take a look. I really wanted to be a part of revitalizing downtown Harrison, and I wanted to bring something new and kind of modern down here, something that I wanted to shop at, and we have so many great boutiques down here. I bought this building in early March, right before the pandemic started. I was actually with GovTV in Washington, D.C. when everything started shutting down, and I had this empty building that I was going to open a retail shop amidst everybody else closing their stores. And we had time to do a great remodel. It's on Rush Avenue, and I wanted to use Luxe in the name just because I wanted to bring a little something, accessible posh is what I'm calling it. And so I thought Luxe, and then I was talking to a friend of mine and I was like, Luxon Rush. I mean, it just kind of came, and then I stuck with it. Opening up, we have everything online. We ship all over the United States. Comfort and loungewear are kind of in right now because everybody's spending a lot of time at home. So this is one of my favorites. This is the teddy bear jacket. And I love this because it has a little satin piece, so it kind of is different than a lot of them that you see around. www.luxonrush.com. You can order online, you can do local pickup, which is nice, and then we'll have it ready for you when you want to come into the store. I think everything in this store, except one thing, these mask holders, are on our website. And we've shipped already to Florida, Connecticut, California, so it's starting to get the word out. We're trying to have, stuff for every age too. I follow a lot of fashion blogs out in New York and California, and trying to stay on top of that and then bring that to here, because I don't think there's any reason why we can't have that in our small town. Come check out Luxon Rush on the square and shop local. I'm Alexa Ramsey with GovTV.
Special thanks to Beth Crenshaw for allowing GovTV to visit on opening day.
Talking to her is like having former GovTV anchor Gigi Crenshaw still with us.
Yeah, not really. But our next story provides details on the free lunches being offered at all students in the HHS school district. Let's go to Bryce Gilley with more coverage on the money-saving opportunity.
I'm Bryce Gilley from GovTV, and this semester, the Harrison School District has free lunches for all students. Here's that story.
On August 31st, United States Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue, announced that USDA would allow an extension of the summer free food program all the way to December 31st. So in the summertime, we feed anybody 18 years old and under can come and eat free at the school, and they extended that to December 31st. So that allows us to feed all of our students for free all the way to the end of the semester.
It actually is beneficial to the school. We get paid for those. The government pays us for those extra trains.
I think it's a great idea that the state has received a grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture that will allow every student in the state of Arkansas to receive a free lunch. It said, even in the midst of this global pandemic, they'll make sure that all kids will be able to have a lunch at school. They won't have to worry about where the payment will come from.
All students eat free this semester only. Bryce Gilley from GovTV.
New to Harrison students this year are virtual learning Saturday school days. Brooke Boyd talks with teachers about their assignments.
The Digital Day Saturday probably took some by surprise, but it has actually been on the calendar since this summer.
Okay, our digital days, which mainly fall on Saturday, except we have 3 days over Thanksgiving break. We have to have 178 days of instruction. So in order to get 178 days of instruction in, we added these digital days in. That keeps us from having to go into June at the end of the school year. So it's not extra work or assignments for students to do. It's just a continuation for students to continue their curriculum in all their classes.
A survey was given to teachers across the Harrison School District. Teachers responded from elementary, middle school, and high school.
My digital day assignment for Saturday consisted of a presentation on demand, students doing some practice exercises, and a little quiz to check their understanding of demand and shifting demand. My students did not have to complete the assignment on Saturday. I've made the assignment due on Wednesday since that's the day we're going to review for the test on the subject of supply and demand.
Our digital day was a farm, related to the farm, because at this time of year we usually go to the fair. So we did some math and some literacy, and we actually did a virtual field trip to a dairy farm.
Almost all teachers selected that their assignments did not have to be done on the Saturday assigned.
They had all weekend. We actually sent the paper packets home. Some of us did on Thursday or Friday, just to get them, ready for the weekend. And we said, if you don't have access to digital, you can do these. But they had Saturday and Sunday to complete our digital assignment or the paper.
More than half of teachers stated their digital day assignments are on Canvas. For high school students, Canvas is mainly where assignments can be located.
We had a literary analysis essay, and it was comparing, based on The Great Gatsby, and it was comparing whether knowledge is power or ignorance is bliss, and we were using the information from the book we've been reading to answer that question. Most of the students chose to work in groups, and we laid the foundation for that a couple of days before Saturday came up. And so we talked through the process and the guidelines. Kids met and they kind of game planned who was going to write what. They did their outlines before, and then the assignment was over the weekend.
If parents have any questions about their child's assignment, they can reach out to teachers. This is Brooke Boyd with GovTV.
Did you do your days, Nick?
Well, mine are works in progress. But don't you worry, Miss Stoller.
Whatever that means. And speaking of school assignments, Mr. Parker has a special message for Goblin Nation.
HHS parents and students, it's hard to believe we have been in school for a month. Time has definitely flown by as we continue to battle the challenges that COVID-19 places on education. Students have been really positive in their responses to many of the changes that we have implemented to keep students safe. The teachers rose to the challenge of teaching both on-site and off-site students. This has been double the workload for them, but they understand the importance of educating students, and they will remain persistent. Parents, I want you to really evaluate your child's grades on this progress report coming out this week. If your child is an off-site student and is struggling and or failing one or more courses, I urge you to reconsider and send them back on-site. We can provide interventions to assist them in their learning and or catch them up if they are behind. We cannot provide these interventions when they are off-site. On-site learning provides the structure many students need to be successful. I know many of you selected off-site learning due to concerns about COVID-19. We are taking great strides to keep students and staff safe during this time. Safety is our primary concern, followed closely by your child's education. Currently, we have less than 1% positive cases at HHS. This means your child has a 99% chance of not contracting this disease at HHS. Some students have selected off-site so they can obtain employment during the day. I applaud this work ethic and willingness to contribute to society. However, this places a huge barrier on the student's education. Teachers are holding live lessons throughout the day for students to view via Google Meets. Many students are missing these lessons due to working and are forced to watch the recordings late at night, if at all. This is causing the students to fall behind because the teachers are not available late at night. The off-site learning environment is designed for students to participate in live instruction, meet deadlines, and take quizzes and tests at the scheduled time. Off-site learning is not a work-at-your-own-pace scenario, and just jumping in to complete assignments without the instruction is counterproductive. Our goal for on-site and off-site students remains the same: true productive learning. Please consider on-site instruction if your student is struggling. This is the best option to catch up and get learning back on track. Our goal is for your student to successfully pass all coursework and remain on track for graduation. Thank you.
The drama department has been working for months on the production of their new play, MidSummer Jersey, which was set to take stage prior to the COVID pandemic. Drake Cotton takes us to the pack with the cast.
It's been insanely hard, to be totally honest. Because we were going to do it in April, fortunately, like, everybody knew their lines and had their costumes, but we had several seniors who, you know, obviously had left, so we had to recast them. And so there were several people that had to learn their lines like super quick, like 2 weeks, because we've been working on this for 3 weeks. So that part was hard, or that part was kind of easy, like everybody kind of already knew that, but the very like last week and a half before a play just is like insanely crazy, with, you know, last minute costume changes and hair and makeup, and then our mics went out, and so Mr. Matt is, you know, borrowing from somebody, and it's just, so it's been kind of a weird little nightmare that way. But the actual process of the play, like rehearsals and characterization, that's been a drain. Like, it's the technical aspects that have been really hard, but the actual actors and crew have been amazing.
So I actually wasn't a part of the play at the beginning. I actually got an email from Miss Hamblin asking me to be an understudy about 2 weeks ago, week and a half maybe, and it just kind of worked out that I'm now playing Lyle.
The very last act is Act 5, which I know seems like, if you know anything about plays, it seems like a lot of acts, but every act is very short. It's the play within a play, where if you know Midsummer Night's Dream, there's, you know, they do a play at the very end of it, and in this one they decided to do Romeo and Juliet so that people would know it more. And it is so funny because in Midsummer Night's Dream, it's supposed to be, you know, a disaster, and like the actors are all like clawing for the best part, and they do the same thing in MidSummer Jersey, and it's so funny. It is. I keep thinking I'm biased, and I keep thinking like I'm gonna stop laughing, but every single time the very last act comes on, I laugh hysterically. Of course, we have online ticketing at thelyric.org, and of course we're requiring masks. You have to have masks if you're gonna come to the play, and our ticketing system socially distances you automatically, which is really, really cool. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, did I get this, you know, far enough away from somebody? So we're gonna have ushers. I have a lot of volunteer ushers that are like students, and then some people who help at the Lyric have already said that they will come and help usher. So really the biggest thing is just make sure you find an usher so that you can get to the correct seat and wear your mask and have fun. Enjoy it. It's silly. It's about fairies. Like, it's so silly, but it's so funny.
Congratulations to the drama department and everyone involved. Break a leg.
Former Harrison Middle School East teacher Mary Beth Hatch recently received the 2019 Presidential Award for Excellence in Science Teaching.
This is the highest honor a science teacher can receive in the United States. Here's her story.
My name is Mary Beth Hatch. When I was an environmental and spatial technology teacher at the Harrison Middle School, I was nominated for this award by a peer, and we had to submit a lesson that was video recorded, and then we had to analyze that lesson, and then we also had to share various things that we had done professionally before, during, and after this awards process. I'm a firm believer that students shouldn't be responsible for their own experiences and opportunities. That's part of the educator's job, is to create those opportunities and experiences and find those for students and open those doors. And students, when those doors are open, run through them. So this lesson was actually filmed in Crooked Creek and was a part of our stream team with the middle school students. So we went out, we took our water samples just like we always do, and then we also collected macroinvertebrates and then categorized those. Thanks to COVID, I haven't been anywhere to receive this award yet. We actually did a virtual award ceremony a couple of months ago where all of the winners from across the United States were recognized virtually. But the plan is to still recognize all of the award winners in Washington, D.C. The science winner and the math winner from each state each get $10,000. and a trip to Washington, D.C. So it's not really something I like to talk about, but it's definitely a huge benefit of winning. Just like any other thing, it always provides opportunities for my students, my class, or the community to be recognized, and that's always what's really important to me.
Congratulations to Miss Hatch. I know she's as much of an asset to NAC as she was to her East classes.
The homecoming ceremony is next Friday at 1:30 in the arena.
Let's meet the Queen and her court.
What's your favorite homecoming activity?
My favorite homecoming activity would definitely be the performance that we put on. It's a lot of fun, and we do many stunts, and we learn it for a very long time.
Are the rumors true that you single-handedly saved the homecoming dance?
Kind of. So, since there's no band, or really there's only 66% capacity in the arena, Mr. Parker asked me if it would even be worth doing the assembly, and I told him that I want to because it's part of a special day, not just for me, but for everyone on the court. So it's just something fun to remember.
What are you most excited about?
The whole day.
Awesome. What are you most worried about with homecoming?
What I'm most worried about is probably tripping and falling in front of everyone.
Why didn't you pick me as your homecoming escort?
Because I had better options.
Screw you.
Okay, what's your favorite part about homecoming?
Like this year, it'll definitely be the dads being involved with the dance.
I don't remember what I said. But yeah. What's your favorite Spirit Week theme as student body president?
My favorite Spirit Week theme is probably all of them. I don't really have a favorite.
Now, who will you be wearing?
Rebecca Crow, of course.
Which maid do you think will be the best dancer?
I think Emily Hargis is going to be the best dancer.
What dance moves are you bringing?
I think I might bust out the Cabbage Patch, maybe a few shimmies here and there, and mix it up.
What are you most excited about?
Probably the experience and just getting to be a part of such a big community thing. I don't know.
Don't forget, next week is Spirit Week, and the dress-up days are as follows.
Monday is your choice of dressing as a hippie or a rock star.
Tuesday, students get to dress for the red carpet or in their pajamas.
And Wednesday's a little tricky. Disney or Marvel?
Why is that tricky?
Well, Marvel and Disney are the same thing, right?
Moving on, Thursday is movie versus TV.
Friday, as always, is blue and gold.
Homecoming is only as fun as we make it. I hope to see everyone dressed up for the spirit themes.
This year has been full of surprises and big changes to how all things are going on at the school.
Correct, and that definitely includes homecoming.
Next up, we're going to be looking at all the changes coming to the homecoming ceremony. Check this out.
Things are looking different everywhere we look. One of the things that's going to be different is the homecoming ceremony.
I have expectations that you guys are positive, and when it comes to the pep rally, you join in and you have fun just like you always do at homecoming assemblies or any assembly, any pep rally. It will look a little different on the home side. Normally it's always been parents and grandparents and students all packed in one side, kind of facing the court. This year, because of social distancing and ADA's guidelines, we kind of got to spread everybody out. So it'll be every other row, and families can sit together, but then we need at least 6 feet of space between family units. So I received a document a few weeks ago from the Arkansas Department of Education, and it gives me specific guidelines I have to follow for any kind of homecoming assembly. And the visitor side will probably be totally empty. We might have some students over there if we have to space out more. But for students, I need you students every other row, and I need 6 feet between each student, and I need everybody wearing a mask.
If the community wants to attend, we will see who we can fit in after we get our students in. If students from other schools besides the high school here want to attend, they must attend with a parent or other family member. They can't attend with their best friend and their best friend's parent. They have to sit with their family and of course socially distance between those family groups up in the stands.
We are going to have a few differences. We'll start with the pep rally in the afternoon. It should start about 1:30, and we will definitely be following social distancing guidelines at the assembly. We'll still have the cheerleaders. You'll still see the maids and their escorts, and they will also be escorted by their dads during the day. We will still have the homecoming parade. However, instead of having all the high school clubs, cheerleaders, band, choir involved, we will just be having a parade with the beautiful maids and their awesome cars, so we want everybody to be able to turn out for that. So on October 2nd, come out and support Harrison High School. The cheerleaders, come out and support the maids in Queen Sydney. We are excited. Go Gops.
Last week, AAA released the cheerleaders to cheer at away games.
So last week we got word from the AAA that we would be, schools would be allowed to make the decision on whether or not cheerleaders could travel, and our school decided that we were going to let them travel. Struggling a little bit now with bus drivers, but I think we got that situation taken care of, and hopefully all our future road trips will have the cheerleaders on the sideline.
It feels great to be back, but it's definitely an experience I never thought I would have due to the things that I have to do in order to be able to cheer. So due to having COVID, I have to perform a certain amount of activities in order to be 100% back so I can cheer at Friday night football games.
I am excited to go to away games as a senior now, because at first I was sad because I thought I was only going to be able to cheer at 4 games.
This is Stella Satterwhite with Gob TV.
Our Lady Goblin golf team qualified for state Monday, and freshman Reggie Grant qualified for state as an individual.
I got to take a look at their preparation for state. I'm Nicholas Steele. The Lady Goblins are going to state their 3rd year in a row this year. That's their story. This is their story.
We work really hard, and we have a lot of fun while we're doing it.
Well, you know, we gear our season up every year for the districts and the state. We're a lot more improved than we were last year. I think our boys team and our girls team are going to be very competitive this year.
We have gone for the past, this will be our 3rd year going to state.
Well, it's always been Grab It, but Farmington came this year and kind of took it.
It was Farmington's home course, so they had an advantage.
The group of girls, getting closer to them, and hopefully winning state.
Good luck to those athletes at state.
Remember that tonight's game versus Farmington has been canceled due to COVID concerns with the Cardinals. Instead, the Gobs will play the Hillbillies from Ozark at FS Garrison Stadium tonight at 7 p.m. Gob TV will be streaming the game, and First Community Bank is our game sponsor.
Thanks for watching H-Town Rundown. I'm Gabe Grimm.
And I'm Nick Thiel.
We'll be seeing you.